Welcome to the Study Samurai podcast, brought to you by StudySamurai.com and the Study Samurai Library online resource. My name is Rocky Biasi, and along with my co-host, Dr. Prue Salter, we provide high school students and their teachers and parents all they need to help students achieve their personal best in their high school years. In this episode, we look at the ABC of negative thinking. We all have negative thoughts. I call them stories. Rather than the imagined stories in your mind, come to see reality as it is. When you do, your thinking becomes more realistic, your language becomes more precise, and you replace should and must words with could or when. Here's some information about how to use the ABC of thinking to challenge the negative thoughts and beliefs that we have. So there's the A, B, C, and D actually of thinking. So I'm going to add an extra one. So A is activating event. So an example of this is, an event or a situation like I have an important exam approaching. So that's A, the activating event. And then B is the belief or thought that you have about that. So I have an important exam coming up. I'm going to fail, or this is unbearable, or I can't stand it. I'll never be able to prepare for the exam. I'm hopeless. Why bother? These are your beliefs and thoughts, the negative ones about the activating event. And then C is the emotional and behavioral consequences. So what happens if you've got an exam coming and you're thinking this way? Well, obviously you might be feeling more anxious or stressed. It can affect your sleep, your focus, and then obviously that's going to hinder the way you're preparing for the exam. And so we want to add D. So that's A, B, C. C is the consequence, the emotional and behavioral consequence. And D, then we want to add this because we want to dispute with evidence and some rationality those beliefs that you had. So it could be, well, who could help me? I've done well before. I'm just stressed and thinking negative. How can I relax and focus on one thing that will actually get me moving and focusing on the exam? So changing your self-talk with evidence about your irrational negative belief. That's the ABC of negative thinking. That's all for today's episode of the Study Samurai podcast. Go to StudySamurai.com for more episodes and resources, including a free presentation and more information about how your school or family can subscribe to the online Study Samurai library.